Hey everybody, DanGodofThunder here. This video here is regarding the 2020 Smite Olympians vote. And to kind of break down what the Olympians are, they're sort of a mix of community outreach, so Titan Forge will talk to them to try to have their job is to have a pulse on the community, so Titan Forge can talk to them. They're also essentially unpaid volunteer tech support. They take bug reports, direct you to, like, if you're like, oh, this person was mean, where do I go? You can complain to them on Twitter. They get some sort of perks as well. I think it's up here. They get, like, oh yeah, they're into the Smite Partner Program, which means that they get access to skins, and some of them will get gem discounts, whatever. They get a free admission to High Res Expo, which is a $50 value. They get in-game avatar and title, which is truly priceless. A tag on official game forums indicating council position. Again, truly priceless. Reddit, Flare, all of these are worth $1 bazillion. And flight and travel to the annual summit at Titan Forge Games in Atlanta, Georgia, which is worth whatever the cost of a flight, and a stay at the Staybridge Suites, which is like a mile up the road. Applications are all adults. They've been playing for 6 months, which is a very long time. And they're going to have 9 candidates. Can I count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes. 1 Conquest PC, 1 Conquest Xbox, 1 Conquest PS4, 1 non-Quest PC, 1 non-Conquest Xbox, 1 non-Conquest PS4, 1 Switch person, and then 2 from anywhere. I'm going to go over who I think really should be people you're looking at for who should be in. And I'm going to be focusing on people who are either former pros, who have a lot of experience and game knowledge, people who have easy and ready access to them. So I will be noting there are several people in the Olympians list who are in relationships with professionals. I will bring this up. It is not meant to be disparaging. Most of them are good, although maybe not exceptional players with exceptional game knowledge in their own right, but they have the ability to tap into really good resources to get a good idea. I don't necessarily think someone like, say, me is particularly well knowledgeable about the game, balance, what needs to be changed, to really make educated suggestions, which is why I'm going to have a heavy bias towards people who could either get a large crowd consensus. Several people will have very large communities that I'll bring up as notable names. Some of them will also have been, like I said, former pros, people that have worked on community projects, or good players in their own right. I know I'm going to miss some names. You are going to, in the comments, say, Dan, you missed this player who's in Masters. You missed this player who's in Grand Masters. I know that. I already know I'm going to leave some people off the list, and I'm going to make some people very unhappy. So with that being said, I have this list started with Conquest-focused PC players. And before I forget, you get 3 votes. You get to pick for 3 people. And to me, I think this should be primarily, when they talk about balance, what are we looking at? The best people to talk to are Conquest players for PC. So all 3 of my votes will be going towards PC Conquest-focused players. But I will try to look at notable names everywhere to fill out the whole roster. So let's see. First one on the list that I brought up. I will also say this because Wraithen's the second name on the list. I am also going to not recommend anyone who was a previous Olympian. And I'm friends with some of them. Some of them hate my guts. Whatever. That's fine. I think it should be a new batch. Given my take on how healthy Smite is, if one of the jobs of the Olympians is to make Smite a good place and bring it into prominence, then I think the entire batch has failed. And I think we need to have, it would be of benefit to have an entirely new cast. An entirely new cast of Olympians for 2020. If you disagree, and some of them got in because of very large communities, some of them got in because of of their own influence, Okay, we don't have to agree on the list. And again, I'm leaving some people out who I am friends with, just because of the criteria I'm looking at. Names who will, I think, have the best access to resources to make the game a better place. So again, with apologies to Rathan, we'll be moving on. First, Hathie's popping up. He is a former mid laner for Exilium Gaming, minor league Masters player who has been in the professional scene. Sharix is... This is weird, so it's coming up in a totally different order than I had last time. Is that why I did it? Because I think I might have messed up. No, he's Conquest focused. I had him as not Conquest focused. I apologize. Sharix is a community moderator. He does mod work for the Smite game channel. He does have an organization as well. I believe he is trying to move into some of the Smite Pro space as an owner. Knows a lot of people around the community. Good source of information. Tigress is dating Raffer. So she does have access to Raffer as a source of knowledge. She's a pretty good player in her own right. Watched her play a good bit. Has access to him. Everyone on his team. SPL knows her very well. Does have access to a lot of knowledge. Let's see. ATR God was actually someone who worked with Team Eager back in the day. Does know quite a bit about the game. As he says, he's been playing it forever. One of the things you'll notice if you actually start looking through, what do you think we need to do better? What would we address in this position? And I think I might make a video about this, is how a lot of them in this field are all saying, hey, we need to make Conquest more new player friendly. So that might be an interesting topic. Josh Goggles, Cordy. Apparently my list is useless. I have to go through this manually because everyone's out of frickin' order again. Chamberlain runs Exilium Gaming, and I believe they have something like 1,100 plus people in that. So she's able to canvas a large number of people. I have played some games with her when she's been in 5 stacks. She does not know Smite. So if she thinks something is good or bad, that is no more an indicator than if you just ask some random person on the street if something is in Smite is balanced or not. So she knows less than nothing about the game, but she's able to canvas a lot of people, and hopefully she's able to just take what their opinions are and work from there. Let's see. Glacier is one of the administrators for the Obey Community League. The Obey Community League has a lot of members in it. Glacier is also coach for about 4,000 different teams, none of them in the challengers, in the old challenger circuit, minor league or pro league. So he's running all these casual, pickup and friendly league teams, but he does spend a lot of time on the game, even if we don't like each other. Let's see. AJ Okami Leon. AJ was, like I said, former Olympian, but if it wasn't for that, I would say AJ is one of the biggest fountains of knowledge for the game. Okami Leon is working on a guide for solo lane play. The guides he's working on are very in-depth, and I feel very bad for him because I think some of them will be out of date by the time he's finished with it. He is also, my understanding, is a master-level solo laner. Pretty good player, knows a lot of people as well. Name to keep in mind. Let's see. Who else did I miss? I think that was everyone on that list. Yep. Going to the non-quest... Whoa, went a little too far. Sorry about that. Non-conquest focused people. Izanami's been around the scene for a while. Big streamer. Fire Kitty is in a relationship with Alpha Jackal. So again, the same benefit. She does have access to a lot of knowledge. She does play the game quite a bit herself. Let's see. Bradator is known... If you saw at High Res Expo the ridiculously good Thanatos cosplay, and I forget what the skin name was, but it was insanely good. That was his. And I'll actually open it up. So if you are really wanting to bring some of the stuff regarding cosplay and all that, so that's really where his focus is, and as a way to try to bring some lapsed players back. He was one of the names I read through. Skittle Kirby is a friend of mine. Don't really know about his qualifications in game. Skittle Kirby, if you're watching this, we should play sometime. Triple Charge is, I think, the administrator or head moderator for Smite's Reddit thread. Say what you will about Smite Reddit. I use it never. I just used it to check patch notes. But Triple Charge is around the game a lot. Cajun Asian was a former team manager for Envious back during seasons 2 and 3 when Envious was in the league. He has been around the game for frickin' ever. He knows all the pros. All the pros know him. He would be a pretty good pick. Let's see. Odescu is one of the people that did the Smite Fantasy League, which is kind of more of a niche thing. He is another administrator of the Obey Community League, which again has a couple hundred players last I checked, and is pretty active. So he has access to a lot of people who are playing in low to mid to pretty high level competitive play. Let's see, who else is on this list? Shot Calls is the guy who is the head administrator for the Obey Community League, so everything I said for Glacier and Odescu applies, and I hate all three of them, but we'll leave that out of that. I think objectively, if you're looking for people who spend a lot of time with Conquest, who have access to a lot of different people, and who have the ability to canvass a large group of Conquest-focused players, all three of them are good, even if I have personal animosity towards them. So I'm at least willing to say that I think they are qualified for the job they're applying for. For PlayStation 4, the only name that shows up that I actually will heavily recommend if you're looking for PS4 Conquest, Koja Fox. He is the only name that rang a bell as a former professional coach. I may very well have missed some high-level players or some Smite Console League players in this list. If I did, it's because I'm not super familiar with them, and I apologize. Let's see, as far as the non-Conquest list goes, the only name that popped up was, where the heck is it? Imogen, Elmogen there, because she had to type it with a lowercase L for her PS4 login name. I've already made fun of her for that. She is in a relationship with another professional player, so she kind of has that same qualification. Another player who does know the game in her own right, but she does have the ability to get in touch with people who are very, very good at the game, who are forgotten more than any of us are ever going to learn. So as far as the PS4, Koja Fox and Imogen would be the two that I'd recommend. Let's see. Switch, because I'm on here. I don't know any of these names. There's only 4 of them. So Vulpix 78, Sheer 89. There's only... there's another one for Conquest. Fat Requiem. I don't know any of these people. I'm sorry. One of these 4 will get a spot. I don't know who. I don't really care. It's Switch. I think this is a good sign that not a lot of people only had to Switch to play Smite on, and the Switch controllers are just not as good for Smite. And, like, I own a Switch. It's in my bedroom right now. I love my Switch. I don't ever see myself using it for Smite, especially not when I have a PC. On the X-Bone, let's see. The only name that actually showed up that I recognized, and he's ironically in a non-Conquest position, is Dworst. He is a former solo lane professional in the SCL. He was very good when he was playing. I guess he's kind of stepped down with all the stuff that happened with the dissolution of the console league. He would be one of the people outside of the old guard, the people who got positions last time, who I would say, get this guy in, especially if you have an interest in Xbox as a platform. So there you have it. There's who I would vote for. I suppose I should probably do my vote right now. Like I said, with apologies to everyone who is in other spots of the voting. I am looking for Conquest-focused PC players with my 3 votes. And so I would think probably Hathi. Where is everyone's names? There was someone I was going to vote for. Heck. Sorry, this is the super interesting part of the video. While I'm searching through this, I guess, make sure that you hit subscribe if you like this kind of content regarding the Smite community. I'm going to start working on some other stuff as well. Like I said, new player guides, how to play solo, things like that. And there will be other videos as well. If you have any comments, who are you voting for? Put that into the comments as well. Let's see. Really? Where are all the names I was going to go with? Tigress. Who was... Oh, that's right. Cajun actually applied as a non-conquest focus player. But I think he has enough experience that I think he is actually going to be very valuable. That's who I was looking for, Cajun. So I'm voting for Hathi, Tigress, and Cajun Asian. So let me know who you're voting for in the comments down below. Thank you for watching. Take care. Catch you all later.